Good morning class, good morning everyone. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to insert text that will follow on its path in Photoshop or text to path in Photoshop. Okay, so with your existing template, we're going to create your activity number 2, which is text to path. Okay, so first, you're going to create your shape by simply first creating a new layer here. Click to create a new layer at the top, then you can rename the layer by simply double clicking on the layer and then type the new name. For example, we're going circle path. Okay, so then you can press enter to accept. Okay, so this time the circle path is active. So to create a path, you just simply point here, right click on the shape or the custom shape, then you can select ellipse. Okay, for instance, you select ellipse tool, you click once and then you move your mouse pointer to your canvas, and this time you can now draw an oval shape or a perfect circle shape. So to make a perfect circle, you hold down your shift key on your keyboard and then you can now drag to create a perfect circle. This time by holding down the shift and then hold down the space bar so that you can move. By simply dragging, you can move it to the center of your page or canvas. Okay, so this time, if you are satisfied, the circle is at the center, you can release first your mouse and then you release the space bar and the shift key. Okay, so you can click this one to hide. You can close this one. Okay, so this time you make sure that at the options bar you can see here it's path. So this time you can now type text on that path. Okay, so by simply clicking the text tool here, click once and then move your mouse pointer and point anywhere at the path. So for instance, you want to start here, you can see there is a curve dotted indicator or curved broken line. So that is an indicator that you can now type text by simply clicking on its path. Okay, so this time that's you can the active tool is text tool, so you can now click here and you can change the size of your font. Okay, so for instance, you select 30 and then you can now type. The color of the text is black. Okay, so for instance, you can change this one to blue. Click here and then you can click OK. So now you can type slack. Okay, so this times you can move actually this text by simply clicking here at the right click here and select path selection. So click this one and then find the start point and end point of this circle text. So now you can position here and then you can drag to move. So if you move inside, the text will move inside your circle. So if you drag outside, the text will go outside of the circle. So I prepare to go outside, so drag this one to level your text. Okay, so that's your start point here. So this time we will drag the end point. Okay, so drag this one, drag, move out. Can decrease the size of the text by simply double clicking the T and then select here and then you can make it 24. Okay, so this time you can now see the adventure word. So now click again the path selection to move the start point and the end point to adjust your text, to adjust and to balance our text. Okay, so for instance here you can drag Okay, to check if this is balanced, you can actually manually drag from position at the roller, at the horizontal roller, and then hold down your left mouse button, and then you can create manually guideline. Okay, so that means this is already in the text is level, so that's okay. So this time we will now create another path so that it will be easy for you to edit the text on a path. You create the text with different layers. Okay, for instance, we will create a curve. So select again this create new layer here at the layers palette. Click this one, and then to rename a layer, just simply point on the name of the layer, then double click, then write a name that is related to the content of the layer. So for instance, this is a double curve, and then press enter. This active layer, we're going to create a new path. Okay, so for instance, we are going to use a pen tool. Right click here, a pen tool, this one, wherein you can actually draw objects or shape with this tool. You select the pen tool, and then this time, for example, we'll create a double curve here. So for instance, you click once here, and then click and drag up to here. For example, click and drag, make an arc. Okay, and then you can also click here, for instance, then for example, that's your curve. Okay, so this time, since this is path, look at the options bar. You can now type text by simply doing the same again what you did in creating an ellipse tool to fit text on a path. Okay, so this time our path is a double curve. You can click the text tool here, then you can assign the size of the text. For example, we're going to use 14, and we will change this one. For example, the color of the text is black. Click OK, and then this time you can now type text by simply pointing at the curve, and then it will change actually the I-beam to an arc, dotted arc with an I-beam. So that's an indicator that you can now click, and then you can now type the text. Okay, so for instance, this is 14, so for example, we're going to type caps lock. Okay, so this time you cannot see what you type, so you can simply, to drag, do the same. You click this path tool, path tool, and then you can drag this one to increase. To move down, the text will move down, and then to move your pointer up, or your mouse pointer, the text will move up. So we will drag to here at the end. Okay, up. Okay, for example, that one, and then here. And then you can edit the text by simply double clicking, and then continue to type. Okay, so you can change actually the size of the text if you want to increase, for example, the size to 1, change to 15, you can press enter. Okay, so to accept, you can click the text, or you can click the move tool. Okay, so that's how to type text that will fit on a path. Okay, so that's all I have to you today, and thanks for watching.